Now you've successfully created your distributed switch, it's time to move to the next phase of customizing your distributed switch. In the distributed switch port group, you get more granular with the kind of characteristics you wish to configure on your vSwitch. Port groups give administrators the ability to group a number of switch ports to perhaps enforce a network policy, or security, or simply administer traffic shaping rules. In our case, we will simply configure the port groups as a .1Q trunk, allowing tag VLANs to be forwarded. The distributed port group is a little bit more involved, so we may need to do additional steps. Step number 1. Give your distributed port group a name and location. Step number 2. Configure settings and verify port binding is static and the number of ports you are going to use is 1. Remember, you have only one physical adapter associated with your uplink port, so your uplink port should only be set to 1. Step number 3. To configure VLAN, advanced and security settings for distributed port group options, you must right-click on the newly created distributed port group and select Edit Settings option. When you perform this task, you should see Distributed Group Edit Settings option page appear. There's only two settings you should need to change under the Advanced tab. Make sure that VLAN radio box is selected and change the block ports radio box to disabled. The rest of the options leave as their default setting of disabled. Select the VLAN tab and make sure the VLAN trunk range is set to 0-4094. You will notice that your VLANs 4050, 4051, 4053, and 4054 are in the range you selected. Next, move to the Security tab of the D Port Group Edit Settings option and verify that Promiscuous Mode, MAC address changes, and Forged Transmit are all set to accept. If your Promiscuous Mode setting is Reject, no VLAN frames will be forwarded. Once you're satisfied with your distributed port group configuration, you can move to the next phase of adding and managing hosts.